Here, do you want to go stand over there? Let's see. Okay, so now I need to get in here.
Is that my computer? Oh, I need to go
this
here.
one's yours. So we go to...
If you're on mine, you can delete the bad ones. I don't even know which ones are bad, so let me go. Well, that's me because I'm looking down. Are we live? Change your name.
I think we are.
I think we're live.
Hang on. Let me get to the...
I need old man glasses.
Let me get to the chat.
Two thumbs up.
Yes, we're live.
There we go.
You're
Hello, I
live,
think it's
shipmate.
working. Yes, live. Wow, that was bad typing. Is that me? I think. Oh, you're live, shipmate. Thank you, Mr. Hoover. All right, let me do one thing real quick. I'll be right back. We got 3 minutes.
We wanted to make sure we were set up and ready to go. It's been a little while.
Ta-da! So many seconds. It's delayed a second. That's good. Ooh, I can chat too. So I'm actually Amy.
You are?
Yeah. I guess you could chat as the Flat Top King.
Yes. Yep, we're reversed.
I came prepared today. I got 2 drinks.
So we still have 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I guess everybody can hear my voice fine if I talk like this. Some people say microphones help, but I don't like them.
Greetings, new follower from North Carolina.
Man Cave Mills. Awesome. What part of North Cadillac? Hey folks, you're live. Terry C. Paul Meeker. Miss Weston. Hello, Miss K. Love the channel and the rubs and the videos. Well, thank you, Mr. Tarpey. Hey, sir, how's it going?
Valdez.
T-Town t-shirts. Going pretty good, brother. I'm pretty excited about this live. I think, you know, I have some fun ideas planned in the future, so I just want to get that out there today. Maybe we'll wait for a couple people to come on. We're still a little early. It's only 2:57, so I appreciate you guys jumping on early. We can see you. That's good. I purchased a halo because of you. Well, that's awesome.
However, my wife is not happy with you. She should be happy if you're cooking.
Yeah, if you're cooking and doing the cleaning.
Georgia, Michigan.
I want to save that comment right there. I bought the halo because of you.
Everything works great.
Oh,
Good.
Mr. Kirkman from Nebraska.
Oh, greetings from Germany. Wow.
Wow.
Anthony, you probably get the award for farthest away.
So far, we might have a New Zealand in here, or Australia.
Australia?
Yeah, sometimes they chime in. What part of Nebraska? We used to live in southeast Wyoming. That was a blast. Man, I miss that every day. North Carolina.
Arizona.
Mills River.
Hey, we're planning a trip to Arizona.
We are from Georgia. Michigan. Everything's working great. Thank you, Robert. Greetings from Germany. What time is it in Germany? Man. And what's your favorite breakfast? It's got to be a Frankfurter.
Hey, Kelly.
Sis on board?
Stoner in the house.
Stoner. Indiana. Hey, Miss Felicia.
John says our deal is I cook and she cleans.
That was our deal.
That was our deal. Now Neil cooks and cleans.
That's about right.
Tampa, Panama City, Central California.
Central Florida, not the beach, Yosemite.
Oh, Northern Midwest. Wow. Wow. 65 people right now. We still have 1 minute to go.
Live in Northern Midwest. Should I be worried about water condensation when I store my Blackstone griddle in the winter? So here is my debunked train of thought, and nobody has disproven it, so until they do, then I'm going to run with it. I do believe that a hard cover is important. I also believe a soft cover is important. But here's the key. People think that moisture comes from the top down. I believe there's a ton of moisture that comes from the bottom up. If you have your unit on a deck, even concrete, grass, or wood, when it rains or humidity or snow or moisture obviously is on the ground. When the humidity comes up, I think underneath your covers, it traps the moisture. So although I do agree with storing your equipment correctly, I also agree with just like on a pretty day, let the dang breathe. Let it breathe, because there's so much moisture that gets trapped underneath, and I think that's what gets caught, people caught by not paying attention.
But I think when you store it for the winter, you probably will have to like do a good reseasoning in the spring again anyway.
I agree.
And that's probably the case with any griddle that you have.
Yep. People use frozen veg, so you can use frozen bag of onions and peppers with fried rice. Yes. Neil is a smart man. I appreciate that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to pin that comment. Just bought a 36 flat out griddle from Char Grill. That's awesome, Carl. Just waiting for my wife at the Costco battery. Oh, man, you'll be waiting forever, brother.
Man Cave Meals. We are from East Tennessee.
8 p.m. in Germany. It's a Stramer Max or Brutschen Nizzle. Take a photo of that one because I want to see what that is. I'd love to make a different... we're going to actually... Nobody knows this, but we're gearing up to do like a tour around the world. Not us literally, but I think we're trying to incorporate some like cool dishes. And so Germany would be one of them. We're going to do pork al pastor coming up. We're going to do a chicken shawarma coming up. I've been asked to do an English breakfast, but good Lord, you got to buy some. I don't mind doing it, but it's just not common ingredients, so it takes a little bit longer.
Felicia says, cook in the winter on your griddle too. It'll warm you up. Hey, that's what we do, Felicia.
Kev's Kong Mayo, Ireland. Just ordered the Pit Boss 4-burner Ultimate coming this week. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Is this your full-time job? I do own a business that we have been able to like
kind of
back off on, but my wife also has a job, so I wouldn't say it's my full-time. I just say that I devote more time to this. I'm able to devote more time to this now than what I was when I first started. But I do keep my full-time job. I'm just able to back off from it some. Where are you guys from? Are you talking to us, Man Cave Mills? Just right next to you, East Tennessee. Let's get grilling. I agree. Facilities manager.
Myrene, Vols kicked Heine yesterday. We did? Did we win?
We won.
Oh.
It wasn't easy.
I didn't know. I don't watch.
Did you all season salt?
Did you use all the seasoned salt? We said.
Oh, not that much, but I've got one little jar I'm going through right now. And then I'm going to open up. I didn't want to open up too fast because obviously once you open up, you know, you start going down. But I've got it. We're actually going to do some barbecue pretty soon. And I like to add some seasoned salt to my, I call it my Texas blend. Just kind of like an all-purpose. I like the seasoned salt in there. So we'll be using that for there. But I do appreciate that. Thank you for reading questions out loud. Absolutely.
Come to Washington State and I'll take you fishing and we can use the camp chef.
I am down for that.
Neil is a big fisherman. He loves fishing.
I loved it, Eric. Man, them things look good. Honestly, they look good. The smoker. I mean, I know it doesn't matter with a smoker, but I was hesitant on some of the stuff I do. We actually probably have more exciting news coming up the next 2 weeks. We're not going to reveal it today. I know, bummer. We can do another live. We can do a lot of things to do it, but we have some exciting news. So
we're just not quite ready yet.
We're just not quite ready to put the pedal to the metal, as they say.
Do you cook on any other grills / smokers? Do we want to show them real quick, a little behind the scenes?
Well, yeah, we've kind of done that for the members. Right now I have the Lone Star pellet smoker, the Weber griddle, the Pit Boss Navigator, the Traeger, the Pit Boss Navigator pellet grill, the Traeger Flat Rock, the Halo 4-burner Elite. I've got a grill that you guys haven't even seen yet. It's a little battery operated, because it's little, but I'm telling you what, it does the dang job. I am not kidding. I got my Weber gas grill, and then I've got my Weber Summit charcoal grill. So yes, I cook on them all. Fire damage control one here in Missouri. Just got the back stumbled on your channel recently. Huge success, thanks. Well, first of all, thank you for your service. That's awesome. As you know, everybody is a fireman. I was telling my kids that about how important it was fire control. My grandfather is 93, and he's a retired Chicago firefighter. And we talk about firefighting stories. I was a cook in the Navy, but obviously I think everybody's first job, as well as you know, is somewhat of a fireman. So I appreciate that.
In the military.
Yes, in the Navy. What's up, Scotty? Glad you're here, brother.
Steve, hey Steve.
Ryan Tharpy. You guys need to have your dad on the back. Hey, that's an everyday thing. That is an everyday thing. We'll have him back on. He actually wants me to do rabbit and dove. We went on a dove hunt and ended up killing more rabbit than we did dove. Go figure. But we're gonna do some wild games. We'll have rabbit and dove coming up. He wants me to do it, so I told him I'll do it. I hope the new seasoning, because I need to order some more Shake That. Okay, so the deal about the new seasoning is, spoiler alert, it's 100% blended. This week it will be bottled, and then once it's bottled, it'll be shipped. There's no reason for them to store it, so they're going to ship it right away. So technically, we could actually have it in our hands next week, hopefully. But if we do that, we need time ourselves to take pictures, to get on the internet, to let you guys know, to film it, and all that stuff. So it could be about a 2-week process from today. That's our goal. That's our whole goal. Obviously, we have the 3-piece combo coming. Sounds like a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
3-piece combo.
Yeah, 3-piece combo. But we're actually looking for like some specific boxes to package it in, like a holiday or a shelf package box for all 3.
So it'd be like a 3-pack.
Yeah, that's been a little tough going, a little bit tougher than what I thought it would be, but hopefully we get there sooner rather than later.
Someone says they like your second Halo video.
Ooh. Was that, well, I mean...
Probably the third. Probably the second review is my guess. Updated review.
Oh, yeah. I had a built-in griddle oven in my new house, old house. Don't have one yet. So far, I use a large cast iron griddle over 2 burners on a stove. It lacks space, but I agree. Michael. It's tough, man, especially when you're used to having something, and then it's just like the anticipation of getting it for the next time. Howdy, Rooster and Jax. Dude, always matters for second neighbor cooks. You guys are nonstop. That is true. People don't understand, man. When you're underway, that's all you do is cook. You cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it don't matter if you're on 1, 2, or 3 shifts. You're just, that's all you do is cook and clean. Waiting for the new seasonings? Me too, brother. A whole tech. HCs and DCs, yep. Graduated A school, which wanted me to be old school Navy. That's awesome. Thank you for your service, Mr. Hoover. Hey, y'all. Hey. Why you're painfully waiting for the name. So here's the other thing I want to say. So as you guys know, that when we came up with our 3rd seasoning, we already had it in the idea behind us, but we just didn't have the product available. We wanted to kind of slow roll it. We released the first 2. We waited on the 3rd one. Unfortunately, the 3rd name was taken already by the time we jumped on it, and it threw everything in chaos. So I came to you guys and asked you guys to vote for a name. It's not the fact that you guys, my wife, I said, you know what? You come up with a name that's not taken, and then when the first bottle ships to my house, I'll be surprised. As of today, I don't know what it is. She had 2 to pick on, and she's picked it, and she's ordered it, and I'm going to wait just like you guys, because I got fed up with it. I think our top 3 were taken, and I said, I threw in the towel, and I said, the heck with it. So you'll know when I know, or I mean, probably not, but I mean, I still don't know.
It's
the barbecue seasoning for
I
now.
design the labels, so I know.
Yeah, she knows, but I don't. I said the heck with it. On blast. Can you read this? I can. Tyler James, when did you remember badges next to, come on, people, let's get on board. Why don't I see more? Oh.
Eric says, what are your favorite things you've had off of your backyard smoker? Eric, Neil makes the absolute best steaks you've ever had in your life.
Can you guys actually hear my wife when she's speaking? They might not be able to.
I'm kind of far away and behind the camera.
Can somebody comment really quick and say if you can hear if you can hear Amy's voice? Let's see. The
Yes,
favorite
we
thing.
hear her.
I think it goes back to the griddle. I truly believe a smoker is more than ribs, brisket, and butts. I have always said that a smoker, whether it be stick-driven, pellet, or charcoal, is an oven with flavor. And anytime you can incorporate more flavor, I think that's more power to you. I understand that not everything, like I'm not gonna make chicken noodle soup on a smoker. But just like the idea of casseroles, the baked items, low and slow, that's what my goal is in the future. Like I said, I'm talking about massive news coming up between grills and opportunities and you name it. But that's going to be my focus. The same thing with the griddle. I feel like anytime you can add smoke flavored stuff to the griddle, it actually helps your griddle out because it's flavors that you're never going to get. So there's not just one thing. I like the process, period. I just like turning it on. I like being outside. Yes, we can hear. Hear her fine, hear her. Okay, that's good. Thank you, guys.
I said usually my voice comes in loud and clear.
Yeah, usually she's yelling at me.
Probably a little louder than you would want. Johnny says we smoke our mac and cheese. Ooh. That's a good video.
So
idea.
here's some things. So I want to do like a smoked macaroni. So the thing is, like, it's hard to do. I try to balance, just like when anybody has an X amount of money, I try to balance like a checkbook, when it comes to videos, because I can go all out and get like the best ingredients ever, but that's not for the common folk. I'm more of the common folk. That's why I never liked my fine dining experience. Although I enjoyed it, it was more like, I just don't like putting parsley leaves with tweezers on a plate and wiping it off every single time. Man, I'm just more of just a normal guy. Long story short, I want to do like a smoked brisket with macaroni and cheese, kind of like crab ragoon style, or like something like that. I also want to do smoked brisket elotes, egg rolls. That's kind of like what I want to do. So, it just takes time to do stuff like that. And when you do have another job, to smoke a brisket for 16 hours, I gotta plan it.
Some people are saying that the picture's fuzzy, so I'm gonna have to run inside and tell our kids to get off the internet.
Oh, it is fuzzy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't see on my end.
Hurry up.
Hang on. Probably using too much internet resources.
Tell them to turn it off. Sorry, guys. Jalapeno poppers in the smoker are the best. Yes, it is. I love jalapeno poppers. We're going to do, actually, video froze. I did some over my top chili last week. It was awesome. Yeah, I've seen some of that. That's been pretty neat. It doesn't look like it's froze on my side, but I can definitely see that it's fuzzy.
Is it better?
Well, it takes a second. We're full bore. I've got full service. I don't know what the heck's going on. Picture is blurry. I know.
Good old technology.
There she is.
Let's see.
Now it's froze.
Picture. Some people say it looks fine. Some people says clear. Not frozen. We just kicked our kids off all of the internet. Of course, they're all streaming their TV shows and using their
Do you think it could be
Wi-Fi on their phone.
Do you think it could be this? Wipe that off. Wipe the actual camera off. Maybe somehow I got fogged. It might go black for a second. Hang on, she's trying to. Well, they say it's clear on their end.
Okay.
Oh, it's a lot clearer now.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
We're real high tech.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to do the best we can. All right, Thanksgiving. Whoa, back up to Thanksgiving. So, ready for Thanksgiving. We do our turkey mac and cheese on our charcoal grill. Absolutely, Grandma D12. Amen to you. I've always preached the best way to relieve the pressure of Thanksgiving and all the stuff that goes typically into a single oven is to use your outdoor equipment. Amen.
Someone asks, where can they get the cutting board like yours? Which cutting board are you referring to? The black one?
If you're talking about the black one that I use constantly, that's from cuttingboard.com. It's not plastic. It's called Rich Light. It's been very durable. I've been wanting to get another one, but my wife tells me no. And then this one actually came from Lowe's. It's already stained for me. I just seal it with woodblock oil, and it's good to go. It's actually one of the better and cheaper options that I could find.
Yep. Mike says, by the way, just made your homemade ranch dressing for the chicken bacon ranch chicken skewers, and now my wife wants it by the gallon.
I'm telling you, it's good.
The thing is dressings and sauces and stuff like that are so easy to make on your own, right?
Yeah.
Like homemade.
Yeah.
We made a super good Texas pedal sauce that's coming up in an upcoming video. So there's really no need to buy things.
People make fun of us because like, how do you eat all this food? We don't eat this food. We're not filming. But we make like a crudité platter and eat that for dinner sometimes, laying in bed watching a movie or something like that. And I'll make homemade ranch because I just think it's so much better. So I agree with you.
Oh yeah, they said the black cutting board.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's come from the cuttingboard.com.
Yeah, and it is called, you mentioned it's called, I think it's called Rich Light or something. It's
Yeah,
like
Rich Light,
actually like
yeah.
a paper material.
Ooh, Fisherman Always. Poppers on the smoker with smoked Gouda cheese in place of cream cheese. Yum, yum. Brother, I'm all aboard smoked Gouda.
You're speaking his language. He loves smoked Gouda.
I love it. One thing about Germany, the internet sucks. I don't know, but I bumped up to 720p and 9 looks good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's see.
Yeah,
I
it
know,
seemed like
we're
it's
gonna-
all, hello from Kansas City, Patrick Lear. There you go. That's a big game today. Broncos, I think. I'm glad you chose me over Taylor.
I think Taylor's not going to be there.
Oh my gosh, are you on her like, are you following her?
Well, we have two daughters that both like Taylor Swift.
Smoke that turkey. Hey, I'm doing a video coming up soon. Actually, it'll be probably in the next week and a half or so. That's like to brine or not to brine. I am a huge 100% fan of brine. Other people swear up and down that I make too big a deal about it. So we're going to put them on the smoker. Hopefully I can keep my unbiased opinion back. And if I'm debunked, I'm debunked. But I just know for a fact that once I did it and I saw how successful the turkey was, then I never looked back. So it's been years since I've made a actual unthawed turkey baked.
Yeah, like
Right.
in the oven, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brown them and smoke them.
And he does a homemade brine, which is incredible. Yeah, we need to start working on that video too, soon.
Forgot Tech Smoke Stone thoughts, Patrick Lear. So my first initial thoughts, which is unfair to anybody because I have zero experience, is it does seem like I have more questions than answers. The one thing I learned about the halo was you got to be careful what you say because you miss one sentence and then it sets the world on fire. So I've been extremely cautious in my comments on something that I have zero experience with. But from a consumer from the outside looking in, here's kind of what I figure, right? So I don't know what's more efficient, pellets or propane. If you're going to use pellets, and it's only by pellets, it's $1,000 griddle to begin with, which puts it up with Halo and Traeger. Then should you use cheap pellets because that's your fuel source and it's only going to burn, or are you going to use higher expensive pellets because, quote unquote, there's supposed to be a better quality pellet that burns hotter? That's one thing. I don't necessarily think that it's worth it to think that you're going to get that smoke flavor. I can see a little bit, but we smoked stuff for like an hour and put it on the griddle, and it really hasn't even started to pick up flavor yet. And the second thing is, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, there's no zones. You turn it on. Now, the argument is, when people say, well, I like my griddle to have different hot spots and cool spots. That's perfect for anyone that likes it. Personally, I like to be the one that controls the temperature. So if I have a temperature knob on low and I need that spot hotter, then I can adjust it myself. I don't necessarily like a more uniform surface and then let me control the temperatures as I need it. So I'm intrigued by it. I'm excited about it, but I also think I have more questions than answers.
Grandma says, always brine the turkey.
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Ooh. Always brine the turkey.
Amen.
Yes.
I want the scraper, but I can't find outside. And I know. I want to email me like, hey, can we come up with a deal where I can just sell the scraper myself? Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I don't really like to get in bed with businesses like that. But I do feel like there's a need for that scraper. I actually like the scraper. So I mean, I agree. I mean, it sucks to pay $90 for one tool. I really don't remember what else is in the tool, but I know.
I think is it a griddle kit?
It's a griddle kit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, Mr. Jameson, trust me, I know. There's nothing I can do about it.
Patrick,
We are buying the copycat
ingredients for the
yep.
copycat.
It's good. Add a little bit more sauce at the end. You know, I think that's where you're going to pick up the flavor. You can use it for dipping if you want to, but like I said in the video, honestly, would you agree? I think you should sear the chicken without the sauce. I think the sauce makes entirely way too much mess. If I was in a restaurant and I saw what was going on, I'd have to stop that immediately. Like, this is not efficient enough. So
I think it helps to
sear it.
Create like a nice crust though.
I think
kind of more flavor.
But look at all the work. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe you sear it and then bake. I don't know. Miss Rodriguez de Pierre. I know I'm butchering your name. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that. When you do make it, if you do decide to cook it without the sauce or with the sauce, just tell me which one you did, because I'd love some feedback on my thoughts on that. Real cheese in the house.
Patrick says would love to see some Thanksgiving leftover griddle ideas. That's a good idea.
What was it?
He wants to see some.
Mark the Rationale. Hello from Knoxville. Hey, we got news on that. Let's tell them about that real quick. Can we come back? We'll come back. What'd you say?
He says some Thanksgiving leftover griddle ideas for a video.
Leftover Thanksgiving. You know, I've always stayed away from that. I mean, yeah, I could take like stuffing, a little bit of moisture, add some egg, and make a waffle out of it, and then make like a turkey cranberry mashed potato sandwich. I've just always kind of thought like, I just always try to relate to you guys more like normal. And I'm not saying using leftover Thanksgiving ingredients on the griddle is not normal, but it just seems like you're stretching it like way out there to be like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know. To me, I just think I'd rather just put the Thanksgiving stuff on a roll. But I might come up with something.
Mel says, do you guys ever use that TV outside for anything other than your logo? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Neil watches football games out here when it's a nice fall day like today.
That's actually why we did it. This was an afterthought. This was actually your guys' recommendation. So when we added on to the deck originally, the TV was out here a place for entertainment. We have, what you guys don't see is behind you is a huge lounge area and all that stuff. That's actually what we started with. The problem is as YouTube went along, we inquired more griddles and grills and all that stuff, and then I lost all that entertaining space, which is why what most people don't know, we've actually enlarged our deck to accommodate like overflow. She's moving it. That's not me. She'll come back. Benny Guza, must be warm here. It's 32 in Minnesota. Yeah, it's picking up the temperature. It's got to be in the 60s or 70s right now.
Oh, La Hastings says, what's in the Yukon? Would like to see what you keep by the grill. That's a good idea.
What's in the Yukon?
You want to show them real quick? The Yukon, that thing behind you. But you actually have more stuff in.
Yeah, we can show them that real quick. Hang on, we'll show you.
Quick?
Yeah, we'll show you.
Oh, and then Eric wants to see our deck set up also. So let's see. So you want to. So we got this new grill, grill cart.
Yeah, because you can see the Yukon. Can you see this over here?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because the.
Yeah, so you can see the Yukon. All it is basically storage underneath with only one shelf. The problem is I just have so many tools and stuff that. That's why I don't keep a lot of the aluminum foil pans for my griddles, because golly, you just only have so much space. So if you guys want to take a quick sneak peek, this is why I got this one. One, it's a little bit bigger. Ooh. It's got deeper shelves.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to carry around the phone, and it's on this huge tripod. So
starting from the bottom, I got my papers, my butcher papers, some cleaners, my domes.
This tripod's killing me. Okay, there we go.
I got my little induction stove, kind of like deeper. I got my hatchet for my wood chunks, kind of like just my fly traps for the summers. Papers. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but you take that stuff that you shine your tires with. Sometimes my grills get it. This is pretty thin. One of the viewers made that for me. I'm actually scared to use it. I've always wanted one, and now that I got one, I'm so dang scared to use it because I don't want to mess it up. Typically, we got wooden cutting boards in here. Here's a cast iron dish that I use quite often. It's a little pancake thing. Going over here is more like cleaning stuff, bottles, leftover aluminum foil pans.
My tripod's getting stuck.
Honey, we got to teach you how to do a better job.
Well, I'm not used to filming with the tripod.
They're going to fire you on the spot. More miscellaneous, just excess tools. There's that scraper we talked about. Presses, knives, pressers, injectors, and then my spatula collection. This was handmade from a viewer as well. And I've just been too scared to use them because I don't want to mess them up. They're kind of like one of a kind. Thermometers, fire starters, remotes to the TV, and then ultimately right here is where I put ingredients to start the video that I can put in there, eggs, stuff like that. And then this is just full of just overflow junk. It's got a lot of pellets in it, and the top shelf is just absolutely just junk. Just junk. All right, let me catch back up on the comments.
And then in a couple minutes, we'll do
Sierra, thanks to your channel, I know how to use it. Richard Briggs. Hey, that's awesome. Congratulations. Winning anything is awesome because it seems like I don't win nothing. I can't even win my wife's love.
Huh?
Always brown the turkey. You're right. Put my griddle in a 10x10 portable storage through the winter. Yep.
They said news about Knoxville.
Oh. So we have our official first storefront for somebody to carry our seasonings. It's called Hearth and Patio. It's a little ways away from us, but we know some guys there. Went back and forth a little bit, pretty easy, and they decided that it'd be cool to carry our spices. I know I get a lot of people emailing us, where can we get your spices locally when we're coming through? Typically, they're going through the mountains, the Smoky Mountains and stuff like that. And so I thought it was important to give you guys that option. So they've allowed us to put that product in their store. Very appreciative of that. So if you guys have a question or comment, we can always get you that information. She's working hard on getting that put on our website as a, what's the correct word? A partner?
Like a retail
partner?
Yeah. Eric says, how much did the Trinity cutting board and cabinet combo cost? Need one of those. So we got that from Costco.
More than what I wanted, but I wanted to see this one. The paint started peeling on the inside. I know you guys can't see it, but on the outside of the, like, it would be like this because it's paint, because the heat from the griddles, and it's extremely hard to clean. So I went all stainless. So I upgraded, and I know you guys make fun of me for my reviews on griddles, but it's only because of what I deal with. It's not what you guys deal with. I like griddles or wheels that are all four caster wheels. Most of the cooking board or most of these things right here only come with 2 caster wheels and 2 solid wheels. This has all 4 caster wheels, so it's extremely easy to move. I want to say it's $6.99. Maybe Amy's looking, but we got it through Costco. And then this top here is extra.
I think it was more like $900. Yeah. It was.
You can actually get a bigger one, and if you actually look at Trinity.com and go to their scratch and dent section, I almost got one of those for cheaper than this, and it was bigger, but I couldn't have went bigger. So
thanks, Steve.
Now it's fuzzy again.
I know. I don't know why.
And it's fuzzy for you?
Well, on yours.
I'm gonna tell you what, we upgraded our dang internet. I've
I
been
think
disappointed ever
we
since.
honestly, we probably need to upgrade the internet again before we do our next live.
This is ridiculous.
You
You mean Steve from Wyoming?
Yeah, Steve. Steve from Wyoming. Yeah, he's on. He says, if y'all are enjoying this, please hit that thumbs up for Neil and Amy.
Is it me or is it Fuzzy? We know it's you. We've seen you shoot before. That's you're Fuzzy.
So Steve is our old neighbor from Wyoming. Great guy. He has a YouTube channel also. So for you all that like to fish, he has a fishing and hunting YouTube channel.
Somebody said to do this, we see a golf cart roll in the background. Yeah, that's my
Yes.
kids taking off. Leftover Thanksgiving videos would be fun. All right, I'll promise you I'll do one. No matter what it is, I'll do one. I'll come up with something nuts. Smoked. You know what you could do? You could take leftover fried macaroni and cheese patties.
Ooh.
With like a
Macaroni and cheese. Oh, fried mac and cheese
fried
patties.
macaroni and cheese patties.
That is a good idea.
We'll do something.
Someone
Did
says,
somebody just sit behind? How'd you guys say? I guess the.
I don't know how they
I guess,
saw that.
I guess you guys
on
saw the
camera.
reflection of the TV, or maybe I bet the window. That's funny. Yes. What's the best way to do a whole chicken on a griddle? Armor God 7. Don't debone it, cut it in half, cut it in portions, maybe, but it's just a waste of propane. I mean, you could put it in your oven. I wouldn't. Same reason why I wouldn't do ribs or anything like that on a griddle.
Or like pork butt.
Yeah, there's certain tools for the certain job, and I just don't think a whole chicken on the griddle is the way to go. You'd be better off separating it into 8 pieces and cooking it like that, or deboning it.
Someone says that YouTube is actually having problems with their servers, so maybe it's not us. Of course, the one day in 4 months that we decide to do this.
Thank you, YouTube. Maybe they can refund it.
Kelly says
Audio quality says it's set to 240 randomly. Select where do I select that at? Top chat. Oh, that might be on yours because I can't do that.
on this.
Yeah.
Here,
Can
hold
somebody, whoever said John Novak, it's clear. Audio quality sets to 240 randomly. Select 720 and it's fine.
on.
Okay.
Is that something I do?
Yeah,
or
is that
he
something that
does?
she can do? YouTube is always broke. There's one from Ireland.
Oh.
YouTube has been screwing up everyone's live streams. Johnny Hoover. Well, I appreciate that. Maybe it's just not us.
Jeff says the little gear on the viewer side. So, Jeff, do you mean like that are the viewers need to do it, or is this something that I need to do?
Well, I don't see the gear.
Let's see. Is it, unless it's on the phone? Gear. Oh. Let's see.
It's on your view side. Some people are saying it works better, or some people are saying it actually is fine on their side.
Oh. Some people are saying that other YouTubers' live streams have been messing up too.
So one thing I wanted to get to you guys, since we got quite a few people on, I'm thinking about going doing another cooking live. So if you guys are down for that, just comment below. We can see your comments. Maybe I can put a poll up on the Griller group. Seemed like you guys enjoyed that the first time. I enjoyed it, kind of like a cook along. So we can plan a menu together and then maybe give like top 3 choices. We'll pick out a choice from the Griddle group, and then we can plan a day coming up sooner rather than later on something to cook live or something like that. I enjoyed it. So what do you guys think?
Let's see.
I love to see you guys come out with a cookbook. It's there. We have our website now that we're happy with. It takes up a lot of time.
Blue Large, Sultan of the Subway.
This happens during the videos. I have to change this all the time.
We can choose. Well, how do you choose the video resolution if I'm watching as a fan?
Johnny says yes to another live cook. Mike says yes, he'd watch us cook live. Watch you cook live, I should say.
Liver and onions, buckets, one of my favorites.
Oh.
Don't tempt me. I'm telling you, when we moved to Wyoming, there was a chicken place in Nebraska called Chester's Chicken. in the same gas station as a Subway. So I got the fried chicken livers from Chester's and got the vegetarian sub from Subway and did like the spicy mayo. And then I did the vegetables, kind of like lettuce, tomato, onion with pickle, and made like a poor boy, a fried a fried liver poor boy with a sandwich. I'll be griddling live on my network. Carl Albertson. One of those, just haven't figured out how to use it yet.
Izzy Eat says cook 3 types of fajitas for your live cook.
3 types of fajitas?
Yeah, like a
You might have to pull the thing back, honey. You're chopping my head off.
am I really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I can see my head chopped off when I stand up. Pull it back some. Give the people what they want. We have some liver and onions that are coming through.
Oh man.
Can you measure that missing scat on your screen door?
I know. I told them not to look too closely at the background because we have a lot of things that need
That
to be
was here when we
fixed.
bought the house. I never fixed it. And then somebody commented one day, and I just laughed at it. I'm like, jeez.
That's just another thing to do.
Yeah.
We have a mile-long to-do list.
Buck says, sounds good to him. No, chop
Your
off
head is not chopped off. See, I was trying to
Yeah,
get it
because I'm bent
closer.
over, but if I stand up, it is.
No, I don't think so. Maybe, do you need to scroll down on the computer screen?
Oh, maybe that was what it was.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh, La Hastings. Any recipes from the galley? I missed some of the mess food. We did our pepper steak.
Yeah, we have one that's actually, it's funny, people were chiming in, that's not pepper steak. And I'm like, I said it was from the Navy. I didn't say it was authentic. But we do have a pepper steak that was 100% authentic from the Navy. Surprisingly enough, as many people as we fed, we're on an amphibious assault ship, kind of like the size of like a World War II carrier. It's a big, like fully loaded, maybe it was like 1,700 sailors, and fully loaded Marines was probably like 12 to 15 to 1,700 plus all the craft and all that stuff. So when we deploy, it was like 3,000 people. The griddle was mainly used for like odd things, like breakfast was a no doubter. We put steaks on it, but the popularity of griddles today is not what the popularity of griddles were then. I'm sure there's been some tactics and some recipes developed along the way, but when you're in the military, you have to abide by the AFRS, American Force Recipe System, or something
Armed
like that.
Forces.
Yeah, Armed Forces, whatever it's called.
Recipe, yeah.
It's been a while. But our copper kettles, we're called copper pits, steam jacket and kettles, were big enough to where like 3 people could sit inside and have a hot tub. And we're like doing like slosh and gravies and mashed potatoes and corn on the cob and your vegetables and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff wasn't actually cooked on the griddle. So it's hard for me to replicate what was done in the Navy off the griddle. Now we can't see that unfixed door. Fix it.
There's a lot of votes for liver and onions. You know what? Does your dad like liver and onions?
He does.
We should have, because someone was saying they wanted your dad in another video. We should have your dad over.
Lee
to do a
Jackman,
video.
that's awesome. Thank you, shipmate. Appreciate your service. Need to hire somebody to fix my door. I don't even. Can you just buy a slat?
Probably you could do it. You're handy. Let's not fix it on the YouTube live though.
It's gonna stress me out now that they've seen it. I vote for liver and onions. Are you guys serious?
Oh, more seafood recipes.
You're the only one in the world. There's more people that probably vote for liver and onions than there is seafood. I'm a huge fan of seafood. I love it all. I like tuna. I like salmon. Actually, we're having salmon tonight. Smoked salmon. Shrimp. I like oysters.
Thank you, Derek. Yeah. Kay Weston says, yes, get Dad back on there.
I will.
Oh, Bill says there's probably a YouTube video on how to fix that door. We have fixed so many things around the house with YouTube videos.
Thank you, Derek. Mr. Weaver, thank you. I really appreciate that.
I think liver and onions is getting mixed reviews now.
Fresh liver right out of the cow is great. I tell you what is great right out of the cow. The steer's nuts.
Oh, jeez.
What are they called? Bulls, not bull balls, but the steers. The steer balls.
Honey.
When in Wyoming, I was
Rocky
part of
Mountain
a break.
oysters.
Yeah, but they're baby oysters, not the big ones. So the big ones actually slice on a slicer, then they marinate in buttermilk because they're so tough because all the testosterone. But I was involved in the process of taking the balls out of the steer, and when you have a big branding station, they were putting the balls up on top of the hot branding area, and they're like, dude, you should try them. They add a little salt to them. I was popping them left and right. I couldn't get them out of the cows fast enough just to eat them. I liked them so much.
that might be.
That's true.
That might be more information than they wanted to know. Oh,
Mr. Sims.
They're called D's nuts.
Mr. Sims, yes. Yeah, that hot sauce in the Navy is where it's at. You can douse a lot of things with hot sauce. I'm vegetarian. Ooh, where is that?
I don't know. They're coming. They're coming fast. They're coming
Just
fast.
bust the rest of them off.
Ooh, Carolina Hunter says, ever done salmon patties on the griddle? I don't think we've done.
We did.
Did we do a video for it?
We did. It was very on in the process because we actually have them often, and I deleted the whole video and forgot about it. I deleted the video and it was time to upload. We couldn't find the video to edit, and then it just got lost in translation. I can do a salmon one.
He does make salmon cakes, though. Just off camera, yes. Vasily says, snails in the griddle. I don't even know if we could buy snails here. But I do like some escargot.
My nephew's a Marine on the Center Carter Hall in the Gulf of Aden. Lee Jackman, that's a tough situation right there. We appreciate him.
Lee says, I bought a 36-inch Blackstone after stumbling across your videos. Tried the goat cheese in my omelets. Life-changing. Yep.
One goat cheese lover at a time.
We love goat cheese. Mike Dela Cruz says salmon cakes would be dope. Yes, Neil makes very good ones also.
It keeps, I'll scroll down and it scrolls back up. I'm getting caught back up. Rocky Mountain oysters are called these nuts. We love tuna also. Fish, crab, lobster, seafood. You know, I do have lobster tails. I did a surf and turf. I did a Valentine's special. And we did filet and lobster tails on the griddle. And I still stand by those lobster tails today. Somebody commented on the griddle group, what's the best way to have lobster tails on the griddle? And you'd be amazed how many people are like, don't do it. That's disgusting. That's the wrong way to do it. I'm like, you make a good compound like garlic butter and cut the lobster tails in half, sear it on the meat side, then flip it over and then baste it with that garlic butter. And as it pulls underneath the meat, it starts steaming from the shell up, and that butter and garlic pulls where the lobster's at when you're done. Oh, that's fantastic.
It is fantastic. We might have to get some.
Prairie oysters. That's about right.
Another vote for more salmon or seafood on the flat top.
Okay.
Hey, we love seafood, so.
Noodle dishes are always awesome. They are. You know, last year, a lot of people request that. So this time last year, maybe, it's been about a year now, we did a sausage, sweet potato, ravioli, and sage. What else was in it? And that was one of the better dishes that we had done, and that has pasta in it. It didn't get a lot of views, so a lot of people don't know what's out there, but if you're looking to change your griddle game up a little bit, want to have some fun, to have some fantastic results, especially being fall influenced, we thought it was a fantastic recipe. Well, first of all, Mr. Burba, thanks for your service. I learned out of necessity to put Heinz 57 on almost all my sea rations, and that made them semi-edible. I can understand that. Are salmon cakes and salmon patties the same thing? Yes. There's always dry sawdust. I think it comes down to because you're adding too much filling. You gotta let the salmon come through. I'm sure because It's almost like the idea of crab cakes, right? There's really good crab cakes, and then there's really bad crab cakes, and I feel like the really bad crab cakes are completely full of binders. And if you look at the food costs in a restaurant where they can add just chunks of salmon and then bind it together with a bunch of bread, they're making a bunch of money. Versus on a good place where the dish comes first, then you're stuffing it full of salmon, which is something we would do because we're not worried about food cost. I mean, we are, but you know, you get more bang for your buck, especially when you do it yourself. Calf fries, I like that. Hendrickson Family Farm, calf fries. I'd eat them. I miss those jokers.
Mel says, Amy, is there anything Neil makes that you don't really like? I do not like liver. I will not eat liver because I just don't like the texture. But other than that, there are very, very, very few foods that I don't like, period.
Typically, she doesn't like it. I've messed it up.
Yeah. I don't like bananas, and I don't like Oreos, and I don't like liver. Those are pretty much like the only 3 foods that I do not like.
Brussels sprouts.
I love.
I don't like pesto. And ironically, I'm completely in love with the idea, and I 100% respect the idea, but I just can't eat it. And that is chimichurri. I've tried it different ways. Chimichurri. Yeah. I've tried it different ways. I just can't get behind it. I absolutely love the idea of what it is with the vinegar, the oils, and the herbs and the heat, especially on steaks. For some reason, it just doesn't mesh well with me, but I love the idea of it.
Tom says, Amy, how do you not like Oreos? I don't know.
As much as you love chocolate and icing?
I like cookies and cream ice cream, but I'm not.
See what I'm dealing with?
I'm not one.
I don't think all the tools are in the shed.
I'm not one to just like eat Oreos plain. Hey, pad thai. We haven't done that. That's a good idea.
No, we haven't. We do have a good lo mein.
We need to put pad thai on our list.
You got your cell phone.
Yeah, we have a list of like 50 ideas long for videos.
Thank you for your service, Keith. I appreciate that. I was also Gator Navy. Thank you for your service. Mish, fresh bread they made while we were at sea. Brother, so do I. Man, I'm telling you what, the bake shop was rocking and rolling. We're on there. I mean, everything from like, our dinner roll. We had, so when I first came up, I was in the general mess, and then I went to chief's mess, and then I went to the wardroom, which is officer's mess, and then I became the captain's cook, and then S2 became S5, which they combined, or S5 became S2, and then I was in charge of the chief's mess and the officer's mess since it was upstairs from the galley. And while we were deployed, I'm telling you what, we had some skin on the line when it came to the best dinner rolls. I mean, we flat out, like, we were some serious contenders for dinner rolls. Anywhere from the general bake shop to upstairs where we were when we were separated. So we had 3 competitions going on at one time. That was some serious competition.
More stir-fry recipes on the Halo. Yeah, we could do some more stir-fry recipes.
Ever made kimchi fried rice? Kimchi Korean. I know Mark the Rational. I have not made kimchi fried rice. I've had kimchi. Obviously, I've had fried rice. I can understand the concept together. I see it as a condiment. I don't necessarily see it as like the two combined, but I do understand the idea. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think the one that I want to make more than anything is Spam fried rice, because that's what we used to have in the Navy, because obviously the Filipino, what do you call it, community is so strong, especially on the cook side. That brings memories. But I try to stay away from it because we just did a fried rice not too long ago. Drunken Noodles, put that on there. Paul Sanders, thank you, sir.
Oh, Drunken Noodles. I know you guys are giving us so many good ideas.
You guys ever go to RM Brooks and get that monster fried bologna sandwich? Flat Top King Food Reviews video.
I don't know
RM
what
Brooks.
RM Brooks is.
Never
We
even
don't have
heard of
that.
it.
Is that a restaurant? We don't have that.
Is that a channel or is that a restaurant, Johnny Hoover?
Maybe it is a YouTube channel. I just assumed it was a restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, butter chicken or tikka masala. That's a good idea too. I'm adding all of your all's ideas to my list.
butter chicken is more of a stew dish. That'd be extremely hard for me to make it on a griddle. That's the problem. Is some of these recipes are fantastic, but to be griddle oriented, you gotta find your line. Like, so I'm doing. I actually thought today what I was going to do is prepare my pork al pastor while talking to you guys, so you guys can see the marinade live. The problem is none of the ingredients came in time. So what we're filming on Tuesday is going to be pork al pastor, and I'm going to do a griddle version because I feel confident in doing that. I am stuck between whether or not I should cut the pork up in chunks, like small pieces, bite-sized pieces, or should I do it in thin strips like they do, or thin pieces, marinate it, and then griddle each individual piece, and then chop it up like you would if you did the skewer method. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I will say this about videos coming up. I do think that I would rather back off a video a week and have a better video going forward. So I'm trying to incorporate a little bit more stronger recipes all in once. Like, I mean, I think there's plenty of easy videos out there, and there's no doubt that we're gonna do some easy videos coming up. But I would like to dive a little bit deeper and do a little bit more complex flavors. I think with a pastor, I'm gonna try to do my first time ever doing homemade corn tacos, corn tortillas. So I've got the equipment coming from that. I'm going to get a tortilla press. So I think sometimes I just like to be a little bit more like in depth with the food versus just content over quality. And I think if there's like a good mix going back and forth, and that's going to make me happy. And ultimately, if I'm not happy cooking, then I'm not going to do it. So we're going to dive deep in some recipes. Like I said, we're going to try to venture out and do some like world recipes. And I think when you do that, it's just naturally encompasses a little bit more steps and a little bit more time. Wouldn't you think?
Yep.
We love compound butters.
Paul says, "Hey Neil, what's your wife's nickname for you? Tell everyone I dare you."
Who said that?
Paul, you're a little behind.
Jeez, are you? No, wait.
Paul,
I'm not.
Paul, his nickname is Boogie. Boogie.
Big time.
And
Big Daddy.
Or it's Big Daddy. I also call him Big Daddy. That's maybe not appropriate. It's either Boogie or Big Daddy. And when we first, this is a nickname from like 20 years ago. When we first started dating, I had to lengthen Boogie, you know, so I would call him Boogie Woogie Choo Choo Trade. Remember that?
Do they want to know what your nickname is?
What is my nickname?
Hooker.
Yes.
Exactly.
He calls me Hooker, which
See?
is also not appropriate.
Well, that's how I found you.
That is not true.
Did we get a tour of the front porch? Yes, we did that. Thank you, Mr. Moxie.
Oh, Gasman5356 says, watching you put a gasket on a smoker lid to watching you live on the griddle. Wow, what a ride.
Wow.
That is you have been with us since video 1 then.
Wow. Now be honest, Gasman5356. Have you been with me since that time? Or have you joined at some time and then just rewatched videos? Have you tried bacon wrapped Oreos? I have not, but I don't see why I wouldn't. Ville Oscar would be good. I think Oscar anything's good. Any thoughts on converting a natural gas? I already have gas. I would like someone to tap into it. Mark the Rational. So here's the deal. So we don't have gas where I'm at. That's why when I do reviews, I get a lot of comments like, well, or after questions like, well, you should hook it up to natural gas. It'll cook lower. I do not have natural gas. That's why I don't even comment on it. I think it's unfair for me to comment on it because I have absolutely zero experience with it. Since I move griddles around a lot, it would be hard for me to hook something up to natural gas, unhook it, hook something up. So even if I did have it, I don't think I would use it for that reason. I could understand a person moving into a house or having a house, having a solid space for it. But unfortunately for our situation, that's just something we don't have. Our natural gas is like 200 yards away. And what they want to charge to bring it up here is ridiculous. And I won't pay for it. So since that time. Gasman5356. If you want to get a hold of me, personally, I would appreciate that. So you can go through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Do that. I'll get something out to you. That's incredible. There's not many of you out there.
Oh, that is a good idea. Scott D in Canada says, would you add a clock on the wall so we can see how long some of the steps take? That's kind of a good idea. That would be helpful for me writing the recipes out too, to give more precise times.
Yeah, I think that's doable.
That's a good idea, Scott.
It's funny because as much as I feel like I found my niche in like the fact of trying to teach you guys something, so it's a struggle with, you hear all the time on your left ear your videos are too long at 12 and 15 minutes, and on the other ear you hear thank you for taking the extra time to show us the steps. So I try to balance the two. It's just like cleaning as you go on the griddle, right? I don't show it all video or every single video just because it gets redundant. But yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think there is a lot of dead space which you guys don't see, but I mean, when you put bacon down the griddle, I think by now we all probably can figure out how to cook bacon. So I try to skip that step, but for the most part, yeah, I think we do something like that.
Glenn says, do you prefer steak done on the griddle, smoker, or gas grill? Can talk like very briefly about how you've been making your steaks lately, because they have been fantastic. Smoked, then seared.
Ironically, I do not like steaks on the griddle. That would be my last choice. Like, it's not even... there's so many other ways I'd rather have it. I am a true at heart wood/charcoal lover. Typically, you guys are familiar with the term reverse sear, where you smoke it, bring it up to temperature on the lowest thing, just like I did that 3-pound T-bone steak, where we smoked it first and then seared it. I go one step back, or whatever. I actually don't like that method more than my original method. My original method is called a forage sear, or original sear, or straight sear, where I like to sear my steaks first and then move it off to the side, close the dampers down, and then let the temperature cool down while bringing up the temp of the meat. I think you get a lot better temperature. You take a lot less guessing out of the temperature, and I think it's incredible flavor. The people say that when you sear something, you lose the ability of the protein to pick up the smoke flavor. I guess just do it side by side. I don't believe that at all. I don't think we've ever done that. So my favorite way is 100% charcoal. Now, you can have lump charcoal if you want to, but it's charcoal all the way. You season your steaks up, regardless how you do it. You sear them on high heat. You got the open flames. That flame comes up, kisses the fat, creates more flavor. And then I can either rotate my grates around or just move the steaks off. I'll close my dampers. I'll close the lid. And then that heat will go from the top down with that smoke rolling. And that's how I create the best steak. I will say that just adding just a little bit touch of butter on the bottom of the plate, we'll throw like a couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce and then put the hot steak on top of that. Is like a game changer. That's what we like. But that's my favorite way to have a steak. My probably second way would be like on a true authentic style, a sear station, like 1200 degrees, 900 degrees, whether it be top heat or bottom heat, it doesn't really matter. But industrial style salamander would probably be my second, but it's got to be a great steak. It's got to be a dry aged steak or something like that.
For those of you that don't know, Neil was actually a chef in a steakhouse for like 3 or 4 years, so he definitely knows his way around some steaks. Patrick says do the bite size on the El Pastor.
I would do the bite size of the pat. You can get more crispy edges and cook fast. Taco. Okay. Well, you win. There's the answer. So we'll try that. Deal. I'm thirsty today, boy. I'll tell you what.
I wonder how many of you guys watching right now like have smokers or other grills, or do you like when we do like smoker videos? Because now that it's getting cold, it seems like we're naturally kind of pivoting towards the smoker, because it kind of allows you to stay inside more. What are your all's thoughts on that?
Yeah, we'd love to see some comments on that.
Jeff says he only has a pellet grill. Doesn't even own a griddle. Mike says switch ups, so do both. Master built Gravity and a Pit Boss. Love cooking on the grills.
I do comps and catering for a living and love stuff off of a smoker.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
They say they would love more smoker videos.
I have a charcoal pellet and Blackstone. That is a great setup, Teresa. Would love more smoker videos. I made your griddle breakfast pancakes with blueberry muffin mix. Yum. It's amazing how simple it is, yet how effective it is. How fluffy, tender, and how much flavor the pancakes get. Perhaps a smoked turkey for the holidays coming up. Yep. I mentioned before we're going to do a... I have several smoked turkey recipes already. You guys can check out those recipes on theflattopking.com. But one thing that we're going to do this year is compare the idea of a brine turkey to a regular turkey. I'm biased against brine turkeys. I think they're the best out there. But, you know, that's something we can do. I like when you combine the two. Thank you, Cup. I do too. Yes, Mr. Glenn. Kamado egg, a griddle, and a gas grill, Oklahoma Joe, a 500-gallon fat stack smoker in my driveway. Dang, Eric.
Oh, Paul says he has a wok for cooking inside on cold days.
No, there you go.
That's a good idea.
See, that's one thing that I would love to do is, I've got a friend in Louisiana, Jason the Cajun Ninja, and obviously he does a lot of gumbos, a lot of etouffees, a lot of stuff like that. But he uses those big black iron style pots that are gas propane style heat underneath. But those big long paddles that they use, man, that just brings me back to my Navy days, which is truly how was my first deep dive into cooking. I'd love to do that. That's probably, I don't know if we can incorporate that somehow, because there's just not many dishes you can do with it. But
those giant pots.
You don't have to get a giant one. They make different sizes. But I just love that idea.
Eric says, don't sleep on the Weber Smoky Mountain. Also. Huh.
Yeah, that's the vertical smoker. Like it's traditionally for a smoker, yeah.
Huh.
Wow, Floyd Campbell. Smoker, pellet, stick, and electric, griddle, grill, and pizza oven. Good Lord, Floyd.
You know, that, Floyd, so Neil has been wanting to get a pizza oven. So we haven't gotten one yet, but he has been wanting to get a good pizza oven. Thomas says, thank you for helping me grill food. I can't stop eating. Hey, Thomas, if you've seen the videos Neil has published on some of his other like social media with him running and pulling a tire around the neighborhood, that's why we do that.
I did it yesterday, and I'm sore today. We use a Rectech smoker and a Weber grill along with a Rectech Bullseye that is $750 for steaks. That Bullseye, is that the round one from Rectech? I don't have anything Rectech. Thank you for helping me griddle. Amy convinced him to get a dog. Everyone loves
seeing
dogs in videos. Well, my dad's got my dog, so that's a long story. We'll keep that out of it.
Glenn says that he has a propane pizza oven, but finds it the hardest of all appliances to get a great result out of.
100%. We had one.
I think that's why we haven't gotten one yet.
We had one from a big brand company. Used it a couple times before we even released it to you guys, and I'm just like, this is not the expectation. Like the words on the box does not equal the results coming out of the oven, and I just decided I called back and I'm like, I'm not down with this. This is nothing I want. We gave it away and just bit it in the butt and went on. So
someone says, any thoughts about a big green egg smoker? That they're a small couple and thinking about getting a big green egg?
I have a pull behind whole barbecue cooker. It holds 28 butts, propane heat source, smoke box on the side, gravity fed insulated cooker for comps. I have a pellet smoker on my screen and porch. Good Lord. That's a massive unit right there, brother. Amen to that one. I told Neil to use big 4x4 tires instead of mini tires. Thanks, Paul. I really appreciate that. So what you're saying is I need to step up my tire game. They want me to get a bigger tire. And
Oh, for the pulling your tires?
Yeah,
The
they
one
think
you
that
pull around
tire.
the
But
neighborhood?
what I started to do is running with it. Now, I know you guys don't think that's hard, and I am out of shape, but that's hard. Running with a tire, bouncing all the time.
That's what she said. That's hard. I assume.
Fritz, my man, my brother. Green Mountain Grill. Welcome to the party. Have you tried grilling a meatloaf? Yes. Thomas Delaney. We have. It's either called Sunday Supper or if it's called meatloaf. I don't know what
I
it's
think
called.
it's called open-faced meatloaf sandwich or something.
Open-faced meat.
But we did it like meatloaf patties.
Yep, because obviously the loaf is so large, I think you'd end up burning it with all the. Typically, you add ketchup or tomato-based product to your meatloaf. I think you'd end up burning it before it was done. So what we did, we made the meatloaf, made them into like a little bit like thicker patties, seared those off. We had mashed potatoes on the side. I did a brown gravy. And we did like toast. We did fresh fried onion rings on that video, and then topped them on top. Now that was good. Yes, that was a fantastic one.
What would you griddle for Thanksgiving? Most stuff is smoked and baked right.
Yes, a lot.
We have some candied sweet potatoes that we did.
Yep, candied sweet potatoes. We did Brussels sprouts, which somebody asked me the other day, I know you don't like Brussels sprouts, but why didn't you do a recipe for them? And I was like, because I don't know if they're any good. Amy seemed to like them, but I'm like, I can't trust her taste buds as far as I could throw her.
Yes, you can.
And I'm like, I don't know if I could produce a great Brussels sprout recipe because I, do not like them. So when I eat them, I automatically go, ugh. And then what was the other one?
We've done. I mean, you could always do like
there was 3
green
of them.
Beans, like sautéed, like garlic mushroom
with
green
pork,
beans.
like pork belly. You could do bacon. You could do onions, mushrooms, and the green beans.
I'm trying to think. Last year,
carrots. Then we do carrots.
maybe some
Maybe.
glazed,
Glazed carrots. Glazed carrots.
Candied sweet
potatoes, and Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, are all things that you could do on the griddle for sides for Thanksgiving.
Yes, the Bullseye is a round pellet grill, same as the Weber. Use it for Weber. So, thank you, Mr. Marsh. Don't get the big green egg. Instead, check out the Gorilla Kong. Some of the same smoker, much cheaper.
Oh.
A grease stick O'Neill is better over fire. Yes, sir. No, massive unit. That's what she said. Bro, yours works too. But yours works too. PBCS smoker is nice, just way too big for my family. Any ideas for something smaller? I'm not exactly sure what a PBCS
Pit Boss,
is,
maybe?
but what's a CS?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, you're gonna make fun of me, but I guess we could show you right now if you wanted to. Armor God 7. I mean, I guess we could show them this right here.
Yeah, you want me to move the
I
computer?
guess.
It's probably too small.
Here. Well, I don't know. We did.
Oh, and they wanted to see a tour of the deck too, so.
So we've cooked on this several times. We've got plenty of videos out there. We just haven't released them yet. We're just kind of waiting on the right time. But Pit Boss did send this to me, but it's a battery operated pellet smoker. As you can see, the smoke's pouring out of it. And I'm gonna tell you what, I have no affiliation with Pit Boss besides just like cooking on their equipment. I'm not here to sell you on anything. This bad boy can do its job. We did burgers and we did what are the ribs called? Country style ribs. I smoked them. And then I put the country style ribs on here, stacked them up here, and then put a whole chicken on here at the same time. Close the lid. Here's your pellets. I know this is more travel and it's geared towards more travel, but for a family, you can actually plug it up and power it through power too.
Yeah.
It is battery operated, like right there. I don't know if you can see this, but
It's actually not plugged up right now.
yeah, there's no power to it. It's just running off the battery, which is what I'm trying to test. That's why we're having salmon tonight. But you could actually plug this up as well. But if you're talking about a small family, this thing's a workhorse. It's easy, lightweight. If it wasn't as hot as it is, it's got little handles right here. Oh, that's hot. You pick it up and move it like that, and I like it.
Oh, do we want to do a deck tour real quick?
Yeah, so I mean, really quick. I mean, you guys can see where our deck ended was right here. So then we alternated slats to make it more of a uniform, seamless thing. We're able to move the Webers out here. There's a gas grill. There's a charcoal grill. There's the table that we eat on, and then obviously the furniture was able to spread out some more because you can see that when our pole came through here, this couldn't have been there. So it helps everything move over here. This is kind of what our station looks like behind the scenes. There's a new Lone Star. This is the Traeger hood, the Traeger underneath the cover, the pip, and then this is the what's it called?
Hood
over
for
there?
the Halo.
Yeah, hood for the Halo, and that's the Weber. Now let me show you something. I've actually been doing this on purpose to prove a point because I guess people just think that I just like out of my mouth. So I've been letting this go, okay? Letting it go and letting it go. Look at my Weber. I'm not ashamed because I'm doing this on purpose.
Okay, let's see. Is that better, everyone? It maybe is because I moved the phone around. Oh, lost video.
Okay. Any design tips? How long battery does it last? I can't imagine it lasting more than 4 hours. Actually, I think it lasts up to 15 hours. I will say this though. If you have it, I'm sure at 500 degrees for 4 hours, you use more battery. But cruising at 250 to 300, that's the same battery charge that I've got since the first cook, and the first cook was like 4 hours. So it's on 3/4 of a battery, still cruising, and it's actually been on before the live happened. You'd be amazed. You can look it up. But that's why I'm testing the battery out, so I can have my peace of mind for questions like that. But no, 4 hours. No, it'll go way over 4 hours.
Let's see. What's the most you've had going at one time, Kay Weston?
He's not ashamed to disconnect it on purpose.
Let's see. Robert, yes, that's why we had to expand the deck, because imagine without the extra side, like we just had grills and griddles everywhere. It was literally like a maze.
Yeah. Yep.
What's the most we've had going at one time, honey? Like grills and griddles and everything else?
Not much.
Probably only like 3 units maybe at a time, or 2.
Max 3 in case we're doing like a video. But I mean, I don't cook like to. I try to cook to relieve stress. I know it sounds weird. So anytime it gets stressful, it's not worth it. That's why I enjoy my outdoor patio. It's like kind of like my relief. I wouldn't turn stuff on just to make it. No, not many. I would say probably a smoker and a griddle is probably common. When you hit 200,000 viewers, will you screen your... No, I don't like the screens. I kind of like the openness.
Yeah.
I kind of like looking out. It seems larger. Once your eyes get stuck on something, then it seems smaller. I wouldn't. I'll just let it stay open. Hello from West Virginia. Hello. We haven't found everything I've screened it in. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Mr. Delaney. All right, any other questions?
Any other questions?
Yep.
I know the Chiefs play in 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, so one last question. If we're going to go live and it's going to be on a Sunday, then we need to pick out a time, typically between 1 and 3. I'd probably rather do 1. So you guys just comment really quickly below what time you think would be better for you guys. So if we're planning on a Sunday, maybe 2 weeks from now, would be just an open guess, I don't know. Then let's pick a time. Well, what time is better? Let's just say that. And then the answers will be on the griddle group, because it's just so hard to communicate to everyone every time. So that's where we get a lot of information out of the griddle group. So if you guys have not joined, I know it's a different platform, but look up the griddle group on Facebook. I try to say it in every video because that's ultimately where we can actually get detailed results. We actually see what you guys are doing. We see the concerns. We see the questions. And if you guys are asking, or if you guys are not relating the information, then we're just left blind. So that's where we get a lot of our information from. Thank you, Hendrickson Family Farm. I really appreciate that. Truly.
Let's see. The griddle combo by Camp Chef, the one that we started with originally, I don't think they actually have that model anymore, do they? With the grill grates?
They don't. They stopped selling it. Probably a good move on them. I think the afterthought, I had one. That was my first griddle ever. And although you could use it as a grill, since you couldn't use the lid, there's no lid system, then it was just open-ended heat. Like, it wasn't very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not resourceful. Very, you couldn't trap in the heat. Like, so on all these grills, you can close the lid to keep the heat in. There's no lid top. So I think you lost a ton of energy and you couldn't really get that great sear. Could you cook on it? Yes, but ultimately it was a griddle first and a grill second. I think they realized that if they're going to continue in that area, this is me speaking from my personal side, you might as well just make it a griddle and move to your best one of the two. And I think that's what they did.
Yep. Alrighty. Should we sign off, honey? Looks like we're down to 78 people.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. We had a blast. I'm glad we did it. It's just like anything else. We can always fine tune. I do think that setting up a griddle live next time, go to the griddle group. Maybe, why don't we post? Why don't you guys go to the griddle group? Maybe just start posting some comments on what you would like to cook live with. We'll gather that information. We'll create a poll. Then from that poll, we can have people vote. And from there, we'll just pick out what it is. And then we'll be able to do that. So we're probably looking at about 1 o'clock. I like doing it on Sundays. Saturdays are football time for me. Some Sundays are football time for you guys, but I'm SEC football. So let's say like 1 o'clock on a Sunday. We'll give you a time, probably 2 weeks from now.
And we'll let you know what we're making so you can get ingredients
and you
cook
cook along.
Because that's what we did with the Juicy Lucy burgers when we did that probably like 8 months ago, and you guys really seemed to enjoy that.
Yep. Peace, Mike. Thanks for being on here, brother. Thank you, Hoover. Rec Tech just came out with a Durafile grill. Yep. Patrick Lear, I just mentioned that earlier. This video will be recorded, so you guys can always go back and check out if there's anything that I mentioned that you guys didn't have a chance to hear. Oh, Pit Boss Comp Series 1250 with roll top, very nice. Yes. Yes, that is a good one. So, I mean, if you're in the Pit Boss family, maybe that's something to look at. That's why we're using it today. One, to test the battery out, but two, because like I'm just throwing 4 pieces of salmon on. So if I use my Lone Star, look how much energy it takes up. With that, I just turn on. I'm actually cooking some old grease off of it right now, but fire that thing up and let it go.
There's such a delay on here. It's so weird.
You can't look at here. You gotta look at here. I know.
It's a good thing you're in front of the camera.
Like normal. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great day. See you next time.
Okay, press stop. Now we got to figure this out. Okay, let's see. Do you know how to stop it? Do I know how to stop it?
Yeah,
Let's just